Hey everybody, I was looking through the search results for how to pray the Rosary, and one of them was a search term, how to pray the Rosary Dummies. And I thought, I wonder why that's in there. But then I got to thinking, man, suppose someone was wanting to pray the Rosary and they go, oh, I forgot my beads. I forgot my rosary. Well, maybe it has to do with that. So I think you'll like this way that I have developed, which is a way of praying the rosary on the fingers of the hands without beads. And because this is something that you can do anytime and any place, even if you forgot your rosary, then I would say this would probably be a good one for that search result. So what you do is you have both hands, and you'll be praying using both hands. The left hand's the decades hand. And you start right here. That's where the first decade, that's where the beginning part is and where the first decade is. And then there's the second decade prayed right there. The third decade, the fourth, and the fifth returns to the original place. And then the right hand is the counting hand. We do the Apostles' Creed right there, then the Our Father, and the cool thing about this is all the Our Fathers, and in fact all the mysteries are prayed in the exact same place. So that's another thing that makes it kind of easy. So we've done the Apostles' Creed, the Our Father. Now we're going to do 3 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3. The Glory Be, the Oh My Jesus. And now we'll be beginning the first decade. So the left decade's hand is all set. It just stays where it's been for the first decade too. So And so we bring on the right counting hand, we bring the thumb to this place for the first mystery and for the Our Father. Then we do 10 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Glory Be, the Oh My Jesus. And now we'll begin the second decade. So on the left decade's hand, we just switch it to there. And this arrives at the same time that the right thumb arrives to here. So they arrive together. And you do this for all of them. You move both of them together, basically. So for the second decade, we do the second mystery, the Our Father, and then we do the 10 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Glory Be and the Oh My Jesus. And I'm just holding my hands up here so you can see easier where they are, but actually normally my hands would just be comfortably resting like this, you know. So I just gave an explanation, right? And then I got kind of distracted, and I'm thinking, what decade are we doing now? But check this out. I can see where this has been. That means we just did the second decade. So now we're going to do the third decade, and that's the value of this. It helps you keeps kind of straight as far as, you know, where you are. So we're going to do the third decade now. So we'll switch this to here at the same time that the right thumb comes to here for the third mystery, the Our Father, and the 10 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Glory Be, oh my Jesus. And now we'll do the fourth decade by moving the left decade's hand to this position, and at the same time that the right counting hand thumb arrives to here for the for the fourth mystery and the fourth Our Father. Well, the corresponding Our Father for the fourth decade. Because we had that earlier one before we even started the decades. So, and now we'll do the 10 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Glory be the O my Jesus. And now the fifth decade. These arrive together. So we do the fifth mystery, the Our Father, and then 10 Hail Marys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The glory be the O my Jesus. And then we just keep the left decade's hand as it is for the Hail, Holy Queen, and for the final prayer. And so on the right counting hand, we do the Hail, Holy Queen, right there. And then the Eternal Father, whose only begotten Son by his life, death, and resurrection. We do that one right here, that prayer. And so now why, and then you can just rest in this position if you want. The cool thing is that the way the right thumb, the plane of this right thumb crosses the plane of this joint, it's almost reminiscent of a cross, you know. I mean, sure, a person could square it up even more and have it look more like a cross, but it's better. I mean, it's supposed to be comfortable and relaxed. So that's a cool thing. It's also a really cool thing that, remember when we were doing the 10 Hail Marys, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven's could be considered the number of completion, because the 7 days of creation and like that. And the cool thing is that this seventh Hail Mary it corresponds to the starting position and to the finishing position for the entire rosary. And I know when I was developing this, there are other potential sampling points or ways that a person could count. But this way is cool because it emphasizes holding to the center, right? Indeed, when you pray in this way, there's that idea that where two or more are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them. And commonly that means that 2 or more believers will gather, and then God will be in the midst of them. But I like to think of this as a way, almost a mystical way, to use the human body in worship. You know, you use the frame of the human body to establish this equivalent of an old-fashioned scale or yoke or Christian cross, because there's a central place between the gathered samplings that doesn't lean. And that kind of matches the vertical axis of the cross. And that's really like a straight and narrow place between opposites, you know. And then for the other part of the cross, I was saying this is between opposites, you know, not too far to the right, not too far to the left, because then you'd be leaning. And then also similarly, not too high, not too low. So basically there's a place that doesn't miss the mark. That's what I'm trying to say, the place of the bullseye. And not missing the mark is a wonderful way to practice in the Christian tradition. Because as you sit and practice the rosary in this way, the world around you is always changing in ever new ways. And with each new presentation is an invitation to either choose the one good thing and hold to the one good thing, or to go outward into the world anxiously toiling and spinning. And so practicing in this way gives the verse lovest thou me more than these, it gives it kind of a, well, it's an interesting way to look at it, because sometimes the word me, I mean, I know someone could point to themselves in an arrogant way and say, me, you know. But I like to think of it as representing the place that's not low here and not low there, but within you, basically the place where if ever the kingdom of God was to be found, you wouldn't have to go outward into the world toiling and spinning, but rather where your treasure is, there would your heart be also. Almost like a treasure hidden in a field, you know. So this gives you a way to set up an actual scale and to gather these points. And the cool thing is, even though externally you'll have a whole variety of changes, of differences from side to side, apparent differences, but through it all, the practice is simply not to lean. And so that's one possible way to to use the human body in your worship, you know. And so why is this related to dummies? Because I developed it? Well, that's one possible explanation. But actually, I like to think it's because, man, if you forget your rosary and you want to still pray the rosary, instead of going, "Oh, I was so dumb," instead you can say, "I was so dumb, but oh yeah, I got this. I have this way that I can pray on the fingers and on the hands." And so basically, any time, any place that it's safe and makes sense to do, I have the option of praying the rosary. And the cool thing is, man, like if you're at work and your boss comes along, even if they're looking to see if you're praying with your rosary beads, you have nothing to hide. I mean, you can pray literally right under their noses, and they're not going to say, "Man, you're a slacker, quit praying your rosary." They won't even know. These really cool rosary positions on the hands, they're hidden in plain sight. They're as obvious as the fingers of the hands, and yet no one will know unless you tell them that you're using these rosary positions to pray. Now, I would ask you to consider this. You might have, I think I might have said this earlier, but maybe you know somebody that's in the military, or and maybe they want to be praying during a time when it's just like the most boring thing that they have to be doing, but then their superior officer's standing there and they have to look alive, you know. There's nothing to hide in this way. You can just pray, and then if the superior officer comes over and says, "What are you doing with your hands, man?" I guess that's kind of a dumb explanation, so maybe that's why it also fits the bill of the Rosary Dummies search result. No, but it is true, man. You're really free to pray anytime, any place in this really cool new devotional method. So I hope you like it, and please share it if you will. And man, would you please like and subscribe to my videos, and maybe down below if you want to comment, that would be cool too. All right, thank you.